Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you guys about the different breech locking systems on handguns. Okay. Now the most popular one is the tilt barrel design that was invented by Moses Browning. He used it on his 1911, and basically if you open up your handgun and you see the barrel tilting up like that, that's the tilt barrel design. Okay. So it's kind of funny because a lot of times I'll see people arguing between 1911s and Glocks. Without people realizing how similar some of the Glock features are to that of the 1911. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have here a Glock, and I'm going to show you that. I'll take this gun apart. Now, on the Glock, the tilt barrel is not as obvious. I mean, it's there, but it's not as obvious. That's why I pulled out that the Smith & Wesson shield. Okay, but what I do like about the Glock is that it's really easy to take apart. So that's the reason why I'm going to show you what I want to show you on the Glock. Okay, so I got the spring out. Okay, so we've got barrel, we got our slide. Okay, now let's talk about how this works. Okay, basically if you look over here, you see how if you take out the barrel, you'll see that there's the round barrel, and then you'll see that there's a square block over here. And you can kind of see where that's kind of worn a little bit. I mean, this barrel has about 70,000 rounds through it. And I can actually, as I hold it up, I can still see the rifling. So the gun is doing just fine. What happens is that when you fire the gun, okay, the pressure builds up, and that pressure basically locks the two together. So if I put my thumb here, I can see that it really doesn't want to come apart. And what that does is it locks the two together, okay, and under that high pressure, and then once the bullet leaves the barrel, the pressure drops, and then the two are able to separate. And basically what happens is the slide will come back, you'll eject the empty case, it'll go forward, pick up the next round, and you're able to fire again. Okay, so that's how the tilt barrel design works. And if I push I'm holding the slide straight, I'm going to push the barrel all the way forward. And then at that point, you can actually see how the barrel is obviously tilted up. Okay, so that's the tilt barrel design that you're going to find on most of your striker fired guns. Let me put this back together, and we'll talk about some other designs. Okay. One of the nice things I like about Glocks is it's so easy to take down and put back together. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the blowback system. Okay, that's very common on 22s. With the blowback system, if you open it up, you will notice that the barrel does not move at all. Okay, it is fixed. And even though it would seem that this seems similar to that tilt barrel design in the sense that you have what appears to be an ejection port in the barrel, there's actually you don't have that square block to lock the two together. Okay, so basically this is straight. And basically the barrel does not move as the slide moves back and forth on this. Okay, if you look at high points, okay, normally when we look at blowback systems, they're usually on low pressure guns like 22s and maybe 380s. If you look at a high point, that shoots 9mm, 40s, and they even got a 45. What's happening there is they're using a similar system, the same blowback system where the barrel does not move. They don't have that lock, that breech lock. So what they do is, that's why the slide on the high point is so heavy, right? It's that big and heavy because it doesn't have the locking mechanism in the tilt barrel design. What they did is they came up with a different system where basically they made the slide so heavy, so the mass of the slide acts as basically it slows the slide down. It slows it down so that the bullet can get out the barrel before the slide starts moving back. Okay, so that's why high point slides are so heavy, because it is a blowback design that's really meant for 22s and 380s in guns that are much more high pressure. Okay, so that's our blowback system. Now I'm going to talk about two other designs that I really like, very innovative, and they're both from Beretta. Okay, Beretta 92. It has a locking block, and if you look on the sides over here, you'll see two hooks that come up. With the Beretta 92, the barrel does not move. Okay, so even though there's a little bit of you'll see that it might wiggle a little bit, but it doesn't tilt down. It doesn't do any of that. You know, I mean, it does move a little bit, but that doesn't have, you know, there's nothing on the barrel to make it lock. It's just basically, it's a straight pipe. Okay, no squares, nothing, no corners, nothing like that. So on the Beretta, there's basically, you know, when the gun closes, there's these two hooks that come up, and they basically catch and they offer that resistance, you know, to ensure that the bullet leaves the barrel before the slide starts moving back. Okay, so that's the locking block on the Beretta. It does, you know, the thing with that is Beretta recommends that you change that locking block every 5,000 rounds, and for that reason, you know, I mean, I shoot the Beretta, but I don't let people that I train shoot the Beretta so much because it, you know, maintenance-wise, it's a little bit more maintenance. It wears down faster, and that's not something I want to do. So basically, I usually keep the Beretta more or less to myself. I'll occasionally let people shoot it that want to try it out. But for the most part, when I'm training people, the gun that I pull out is the Glock 17. You know, I use that as the primary gun for training people because it's very low maintenance. I mean, you know, basically I got 70,000 rounds on it, and I've never changed anything on it. It's original springs, original triggers, original everything. Okay, so it's a really good training gun. And the other design I want to talk about, which I really like, is the rotating lock of the PX, the PX4 Storm. No, PX4. The PX4 has this rotating block, and what happens is if you look over here, you see the corner that sticks out, and I'll try and sight. You see how the barrel actually rotates, and the corner comes out, and it locks into place over here. Okay. So the Beretta has a rotating barrel that locks into place. And if I open it up, there's basically two corners that lock. The barrel itself, there's no tilt barrel design. As you can see, it's just dead straight. There's a little bit of wiggle there in this design, but that's not from it going up and down. Okay, so that's your rotating lock on the Beretta. I keep getting it mixed up between, it's the PX4. Okay, the CX4 is the rifle that I have. The PX4 is the pistol. So that's the rotating design, and they say that rotating design basically makes the recoil a little bit less, just the way it, you know, I mean, I can't tell the difference, but that's what they say, that the rotating barrel makes for a softer recoil. This particular one's a 40 caliber. Unfortunately, I don't shoot it as much as I'd like to, just because it's a 40 and it costs twice as much to shoot. I wish I had gotten this gun in the 9mm because I'd be shooting it a lot more often. I wish that Beretta would make this gun in a single stack in a subcompact, you know, with the decocker. If they would do something like that, I would carry this gun all the time because I love this design. I love the single action, double action. I like Berettas. You know, I mean, when I do shoot this gun, I love shooting it. It's just, you know, all these guns. These are what I call duty guns. You know, like the Glock 17, you know, this PX4, the Beretta 92. They're duty guns. I'm really not going to carry a gun this big and this bulky unless I'm doing work with it. You know, unless I'm doing security duty or something along those lines, which I don't. I mean, it's not my line of work. But I find this gun a little bit too big and bulky for everyday carry. If they would make a single stack subcompact version of this gun, I would love it. Nothing would make me happier. But anyway, that's some info on the different locking systems of handguns. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.